Boston, you're my home. It's not an April Fool's joke. Garrett Crochet really did agree to an extension last night with the Boston Red Sox. And I don't know about you guys, I'm still on cloud nine. Nobody thought this was going to happen, especially after his opening day deadline passed. But if you're excited about the Garrett Crochet extension, I want you to spam me in the comments right now. Spam it as many times as you want. I need to see 50, 100 me's in the comments because I know every single Red Sox fan is excited about this extension. We're going to get hit with the intro here in a second, and I want you to spam the me's as many times as you can. And then once that intro is over, I'm going to go over the top 5 extension candidates after the Crochet extension. Who's next? I think that's the biggest question. Welcome into this edition of the Red Sox Rundown. And yes, Garrett Crochet did sign that extension last night, 6 years, $170 million. And so today, we are going to break down the 5 Red Sox extension candidates after the Garrett Crochet extension. Jeff Passan with the Passan bomb last night. I'm telling you guys, I was on the phone with my girlfriend. Flex, I know. We were talking, and all of a sudden, I see Jeff Passan come up on my Twitter noties, and I'm like, he says breaking. And when he says breaking, you got to see what he's talking about because he does not tweet little things. They are only the big things. And I saw this, and I could not believe it. So let's go over some of the details. That video was really quick last night. The 6-year, $170 million. Robert Murray had this. Escalators that can max the contract out at $180 million over 6 years. There was also another little thing that was put in there that was put out today. If Crochet has an injury of his throwing arm where he misses 120 games or more, that opt-out is voided, and the Red Sox get a $15 million club option for 2031. So they get an even extra year. So that's insurance in case Crochet has to undergo Tommy John or any other elbow surgery. Guys, the Sox pulled off highway robbery here. Escalators that can get it to $30 million AAV. If Crochet did not sign that extension and he went into free agency, we could have been looking at a $300 to $350 to $400 million contract. You lock him down for almost the next decade for $30 million AAV. It's actually 28.5. That's highway robbery. This guy, I said it in the video last night, and I truly, truly mean this guy's going to be a bona fide superstar. The upside is there. The ceiling is high. And the Red Sox pulled off highway robbery with this deal. But that's not what we're talking about today. Today we were talking about 5 wonderful extension candidates for the Boston Red Sox. I talked about them a little bit last night, but we're going to go more in detail today. But before we do that, I want to hear from you. Who do you think is next? Name a player the Sox should extend. There's a bunch of them. This is a young core. This is a young team that I think the Red Sox, if they do it correctly, can lock up for the next decade plus. Open up that championship window for the next 7, 8, 9 years. But you let me know. Name the player the Red Sox should extend. First one is the obvious one. It's Kristian Campbell. Made his debut this past week. Has broken out onto the scene, is one of the best players on the entire Red Sox roster. And this one could happen in the next few days. And I'm not just saying that as an exaggeration. There were literally reports a few days ago, this coming from Chris Cotillo on the night he hit his first Major League home run. Kristian Campbell and the Red Sox are in deep talks on a contract extension. This could happen within the next week. And I think they are in the ultimate extension talk mode right now. You got Crochet done. I think they were kind of in the middle of trying to get that one done. Now you can put your full focus into Kristian Campbell. Lock up your young stars early. You got to follow the Atlanta Braves playbook. You have to follow the Milwaukee Brewers playbook. Give him the Jackson Chourio deal. 8 years, $82 million. Maybe bump it up to 8 years, 85, 8 years, 86. Sweeten the deal a little bit. Say, hey, Kristian, you know that Jackson Chourio guy? He's pretty good. He got a pretty big chunk of money. We're going to give you even more than Jackson Chiro. Do that yesterday. Because these stats, he's only played 5 games, but look at him. 6 hits, 2 RBIs. He's got a homer. He's batting .375 with a 1.188 OPS. He looks like a big league vet. I'm not just saying that looking at the stats. I was at the first 3 games of the season. I watched his at-bats. He was drawing long at-bats. He was drawing professional looking at-bats. His approach at the plate looks like a big league vet already. Do not let this opportunity slip. You can get him on the cheap. 8-year, $85, $86 million. That is cheap. For the next almost decade with this superstar in the making, I would do it yesterday. Lock him down now. 5 games, like I said, off day today. That's why we're doing this video instead of a recap. They will be back again tomorrow. Grade Kristian Campbell's first 5 games. A, B, C, D, or F, let me know. A+. I'm going to give him an A+, and I'm not even exaggerating because not only does he look good at the plate, he's looked really good defensively as well. He's looked very, very smooth at second base, and that is something you absolutely want to see. But you let me know. Grade his first 5 games, A, B, C, D, or F. This is probably the next most obvious one. It's Roman Anthony. This continues with the theme of locking up your young players. So Anthony obviously did not make the roster, but he went down back to Worcester and bada bing, bada boom. Yeah, this came out a few days ago. This was his game in Worcester. 2 homers, 1 to left field, 1 to right field. 2 walks, 4 runs scored, 3 RBIs, 3 balls hit over 105 miles per hour. We could have said this in spring training, but I'm going to say it again. Roman Anthony is banging on the major league door. He's not knocking on the door. He is pounding on the door. He's going to be up here, I think, probably in a month or so. If an injury inevitably happens, if a Sedon or a Willier or someone is just not hitting well, not playing well, I think we see Anthony up here within a month or so. And if that is the case, lock him up early. He's probably going to get more than Campbell because I think his ceiling is probably a little bit higher, but there's no mistaking that Anthony is on the precipice of being in the major leagues, and why not lock him down to an 8-9 year deal while you can at the cheap? So he is my number 2 biggest priority in terms of extension candidates. Number 3 is Jarren Duran. I also did these in order of what I think are the highest priorities. So Campbell's priority number 1, Anthony's priority number 2, Jarren Duran, in my opinion, this might be a little bit of a hot take, in my opinion, is my number 3 priority in terms of extensions. I mean, first things first, this guy can run. We know this already. This coming from Jay Hay. If you guys don't know, Baseball is Dead. Awesome podcast. 15 triples since the start of 2024. That's more than the Mariners and the White Sox. White Sox garbage franchise. The Mariners don't hit the ball. But I digress. Jarren Duran is a difference maker on this team. We saw that last year. He was absolutely electric. And this year, he ranks 58 out of 125 players in terms of WRC+. Campbell and Abreu are having incredible breakout seasons, but Duran is still in the top 60 players in terms of WRC+. That is what you want to see. That comes via Red Sox stats. Keep this guy in Boston for life. He is the definition of a Boston Red Sox. He reminds me of an outfield version of Dustin Pedroia. He is scrappy. He is fast. He plays hard every single day. He is what you want in terms of a visual leader on the field. And he loves playing in Boston. He loves this team. He loves this organization. You had all of that controversy this offseason with the arbitration case and not wanting to give him $500,000 extra dollars. Then you signed him to that 2-year contract extension, which is basically buying out his arbitration years. I think you lock him down to a 5-6 year deal, retire him as a Red Sox. I think he deserves it. He's been through so much over the past few years, proving that he was worthy to be in the major leagues. Last year he had his breakout, and I expect him to continue that this year. If the Red Sox extend another player, you already know we're going to make a video. We made one last night. I had already put out a video, And then like an hour later, the Crochet extension came out. I was at home. I was about to start watching Monday Night Raw, and I said, nope, Monday Night Raw, you got to wait. Garrett Crochet signed an extension. If the Red Sox extend a player, we make a video. That is why you subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,500 subscribers. We're almost there, 242 away. If you love the Red Sox, if you want daily news, rumors, updates, we're recapping every single game this season. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button. So I think a lot of people probably have Mayer at 3. I have Duran at 3 because Mayer's got some things to prove. But I do have Marcelo Mayer on this list. And you could argue that Mayer had the best spring training of anyone. I mean, it was. And those 2 games in Mexico, I was kind of like, is Mayer going to screw around and make the roster? I mean, his spring training was awesome. 12 hits, 11 RBIs. He had a home run. He hit .333. He had a .983 OPS. He looked really, really good. Here's the problem, though. He needs to prove he can stay healthy. He has not shown yet that he could play a full season. Every year since he's been in the minors, he's had different injuries. So before you decide to commit to an extension, he needs to prove that he can be healthy. 2022, he played 91 games. 2023, he played 78 games. 2024, he played 77 games. Until he can prove, and I hope and think that he will this year, until he can prove that he can play 120, 130, 140 plus games, you cannot commit to that extension. Again, I think that could happen this year. I think he will definitely get called up at some point this year. I think he will make his major league debut this year. But until the health is proven, you cannot, and I repeat, cannot commit to an extension. So that's why he's at number 4. But he's still a high priority for me, but he's got to stay healthy. Does Mayer have a full season in 2025? If you think he does, type a Y for yes. I'm going to type my yes. I truly believe that he will have it. He had a full healthy offseason, so I think that he's going to be all ready to go. If you think he will, type a yes. If you think he will not, type an N for no. Let me know down below in the comments. This last one also may surprise people. I know that people are probably talking about Wilyer, Abreu, and others, but I have Tanner Houck. I think that you should lock him up. I think he's another one that you should lock up for life, honestly. I think that I am a Tanner Houck truther. I know that people are not as high on him. I know that people are not, they don't feel as great about him. He still has 2 years of arbitration left. He signed an arbitration this year. He's got 2 years left. In 2028, he's an unrestricted free agent. Sign him out until 2030, 2031 like Crochet. However, Tanner Houck needs to prove that the spring of 2024 was not a fluke. In the first half of the season last year, he looked like a bona fide Cy Young frontrunner. And then the All-Star break came around, and people started getting film on him, and they started hitting him, and he kind of stumbled to the finish line in 2024. This spring, he did not look good at all. He looked bad. And then to start the season, his start in Texas was okay, but not anything dominant. So until Houck proves that spring of 2024 was not a fluke, I would be a little hesitant. But me, as a Tanner Houck truther, thinks that he will prove that. So there we go. These are my top 5 extension candidates. Kristian Campbell, Roman Anthony, Jarren Duran, Marcelo Mayer, and Tanner Houck. My biggest take on this entire thing is just do it. John Henry, Craig Breslow, I know for a fact you watch these videos. Lay the foundation of a World Series window for the next decade. You have the young players that have proven that they can be successful at the big league level. Maybe not Anthony and Mayer, but it sure seems like they will. Get them early. Get them cheap. Follow the Atlanta Braves playbook. Get these guys for cheap. You already signed Cedon and Bayo to extensions last offseason. Lock up your outfield with Duran and with Anthony. Lock up a good chunk of your infield with Kristian Campbell. Lock up 3/5 of your rotation with, you've already got Houck. You've already got Crochet. You've already got Bayo. Get Houck. Tristan Casas is also someone that could be on this list at first base. Lock down your foundation because this team is on the precipice of being a World Series contender, and you want to keep it that way for as long as possible. So lay the foundation and sign these players to extensions. Before we get out of here, I'm going to ask you guys one more time. Name a player the Sox should extend. Is it like a Tristan Casas or a Wilyer Abreu that I did not mention? You let me know down below in the comments. And before we get out of here, if the Red Sox make a move, we will have a video. So make sure you subscribe. Help us get to 1,500 subscribers. We're going to be doing recaps for every single game. The Sox play again tomorrow, and Garrett Crochet is on the mound. So don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button. And until next time, go Sox.